All right. Cyrus says we've got an excellent guest, second time. One of the rare guests to come back. That's a sad, sad story. We'll find out why, how, and what medication he's on. But before we introduce him, I just want to say with this whole vaccine debate going on at the moment, and people's all trying to get it. And in fact, in my building chat, they go on about how it's not available in St. Elizabeth, it's not available here, there, and everywhere. Wait for 3 days, blah, blah, blah. I think we should also take a step back now and think about the fact that if you're strong, robust, and perhaps young enough, maybe you don't need to rush into it and let the others go first. I think nobody's thinking that way. Allow the others to go first. It's very important that we allow people who actually are feeling more anxiety and fear, let them get, and perhaps have comorbidities or whatever, let them all get cleared first. And don't just think of it as an age thing. That's what I have to say. Having said that, I would like to take my second jab quickly. If it's possible, ASAP. So anybody knows anything going free, low rates, I'm the guy you got to talk to. Got to end this thing fast. I want to go out without my mask, wear only a handkerchief around my waist, and play with the waves on Chopati Beach, which is something I'm going to talk about in a minute with our lovely guest, Mayur Tekchandani. Welcome to our horrible show. Thank you for being here. You were there on episode, I'll act like I don't know, but obviously I know because it's written down here. 82nd episode. That means you were there in almost our first 1.5 years. And you're back. We've discussed so much with you. I try to remember what we've discussed so we don't double discuss and waste your time. We'll do all that. But firstly, 3 minutes have passed. You haven't said a word, Mayur. That's great.
Hi, Cyrus.
Hi. And secondly, this book that's been released, we'll start right at the top there. Still Bombay, which is a pun, I suppose, also. It's Bombay is still and stills of Bombay. Is a work of 5 years, or is that wrong?
Yeah. 5 years, 3.5 years photographing, walking, shooting, and then a year of putting it together, writing, and then it was ready to come out. And then the pandemic happened. So we had to wait.
Wow. But why would anyone spend 5 years over a book? I mean, except for the Bible and things like that, I can't think of any reason. Maybe the Ramayana, whatever. But, because for me, I thought a book should take you about 15 days, generally speaking. And I know it's a labor of love and all that, and going through bylanes of Mumbai takes a bit of time. But 5 years is all. I mean, you could have done so much more with your life, Mayur.
Yeah. So it became a little bit of a pet project, and it took over other things. And at some point when I decided I wanted to walk all of Bombay, then I couldn't put a time to it. Even I didn't want to take 5 years to put it out.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, let's start quickly at the beginning of this thing, and then we'll go back to your life and quickly go over a few other things which perhaps we haven't done the last time over. You are an advertising genius who earns crores of rupees every day. You've worked in the promo department of MTV with one of the great granddads of creativity, Cyrus Oshidar, who's now been retired. I think after COVID hit, he went berserk. In fact, he took the vaccine and grew hair. So, Mayur, you should talk to him about that.
I should talk to him.
So, if we have time, we'll get into all that. But let's just quickly talk about the fact that you went to Parsons School of Design, New York.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So, and going through your biodata, I'm trying to remember, we discussed this. We spoke more about your behind the camera in terms of video and filmmaking and all that prowess. We didn't really get so much into the stills. You said that design is actually where your heart is.
Yes, design is where my heart is. That's what I studied. Filmmaking happened because I came to MTV as a designer and got interested and was given a chance by Cyrus and tried something and it worked out. And actually I went to Parsons to become a fashion designer, but that I didn't like within the first 6 months. Then
you were too straight, is it? Just kidding. Nothing wrong with either.
No, I was just not good. I was just not good at it. I didn't get it. I thought
clothes isn't your thing, is it?
No, clothes. I mean, I like clothes. I like fashion, but making clothes and designing clothes was not my thing.
Yeah, for a very straight young man, you like erections more than anything else because architecture is your thing.
Architecture, design is my thing, yes.
All right. So here, two things. First, my observation of the record is that in MTV, a lot of people came and did something slightly different. For example, Vikram Sate became a stand-up comedian and earns almost more money than all of us now. Shanaz came as a stylist and became a VJ and earns more money than all of us. You came as a designer.
Yeah.
And then you moved into promo. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I came in as a designer in the promo department. And then
but you quickly took over and started making promos.
I started
and then from there you grew into an advertising guy and
yes.
Then
directing
the income tax raids and all happened much later, of course, with the success and
there's
flurry of work.
It's right now.
It's going on.
Going
Now
on.
you're back to being a leftist. The moment you say photographer, I feel bad for you. It's like, oh God, I lost all my money in a gambling moment in Goa. Okay, let's focus on the book because I think we've covered a lot of things the last time round. So first question, a little, Miss India type stupid question, but how can we not ask it? Why did you want to do this?
So I wanted to take some photographs. I had broken my leg and I wanted to sort of start taking some walks. So I would walk around Bandra anyway, and I would, I love walking around looking at the bungalows of
How did
Bandra.
you break your leg?
I got drunk at a wedding.
Who?
There was someone on stage who was taking a lot of time giving his speech, and I wanted to go and give that person water because they were annoying me. I was already drunk. And that person was a celebrity, and obviously he had some flunkies in the back who would give them
Please
the
tell me
water.
who. Please.
So by the time I got to the stage, that person already had his water. I jumped off the stage, broke my leg, and spent the rest of the wedding.
Fell?
Yeah, I fell.
Who's the celebrity?
No, I can't tell
Please,
you.
please. Okay, rhymes with. Let's play rhymes with. Rhymes with.
Rhymes with Khan.
Rhymes with Khan. Ban. John.
It's a Khan.
John.
It's one of
But you said rhymes with Khan.
I couldn't figure out. Rhymes with Jan then, yeah.
Okay, so it's a Khan.
Yeah.
Salman Khan, Sohail Khan.
No, that's it. I'm not going to tell you.
Arbaz Khan. How many are there? Oh, there are other Khans also. Shah Rukh?
No.
Oh God. My God. So you tried to take a Bollywood A-lister off the stage because he's irritating you and coming the way of your free drinking session.
I was very drunk.
What a noble idea. I salute you. All right. So you started walking because you needed to walk. And then this was almost circumstances which go on.
No, so I had an idea. These are concepts or sort of sketches I had done and thoughts I had. So I had an idea where I wanted to document all the names of the buildings in my area. So I've grown up in Bandra Khar most of my life. And I'd seen the names of the buildings were going from sweet names like Casa Maria, the building I lived in, Rendezvous, there's a building called Cousins, right? All these buildings were getting redeveloped and now they were Palazzo, opulence, Dheeraj, excellence. So I found that funny.
So this is this artistic elitism, where you feel that aesthetically, even when it comes to words of aesthetic, in terms of words, that irritates your mind after some time because they've overdone the European touch where it becomes opulent. And I know exactly what you're saying, but it's a sort of prejudice. Anyway, go on.
No, I agree with you. I was irritated and I wanted to scratch that sort of itch.
It's exactly like how my wife thinks, honestly. Yeah.
So I was taking pictures of these building names and it was going somewhere, but beyond the point, I was like, what is this? Okay, what am I saying this? And this is quite a sad way to even sort of talk about this. And then I was taking other pictures while I was walking because I was walking street by street. And then I saw these sort of coincidences of color. So I would see like different objects that were pink and then a pink background behind. I would see a green fisherwoman.
Were you marking it down like for later, like in your head, or just?
No, I was photographing. So while I was photographing the buildings, I was also photographing these things. And then I started sharing these photos as well on social media. And people were responding to these quite nicely, because it was nice. It was a beautiful image because the colors were matching. It was an interesting image. It was a unique image because, they were like, how are you catching these, how are you getting this green fisherwoman with the green Maruti and a green bungalow all in one shot? So because they were responding, I said, okay, this is nice. I'm enjoying it. I'm rediscovering the city. I'm getting to walk. My time is well spent and I'm getting these beautiful images that I was liking, and these things I had seen walking around, driving around, traveling around Bombay, commuting. I'd always noticed this. I'm the kind of guy who always has his head out the window, looking at things, looking at balconies. So it became.
I had a friend who did the same thing. We lost him to a truck. Be careful, huh?
Yeah. So then it became a thing. Then I would walk every day, take pictures. The pictures were interesting. People were responding. And then once I picked the colors, then the idea of making like a rainbow, like a chromatic story of Bombay, that came to me quite early. And since I'm a designer, I said, oh, this is a nice way to see Bombay. Imagine a book where you go from white to yellow to red, like a rainbow, and you see the whole, almost like a paint swatch
Does it go in, does it go in accordance to Vibgyor or whatever it is?
Yeah,
Violet
something
indigo?
like that.
It does
Something
go.
like that.
Huh.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I thought, oh, this is. Let me photograph. So then I kept photographing. Then I finished shooting all of Bandra. Then I finished shooting all of Juhu. And then I said, okay, let me. This is something I'll keep doing it. But I realized that just shooting these 2-3 suburbs of mine is not going to be enough. If I want to make a portrait of the city, I'll have to now venture out.
Can I just interrupt you for a second? But in your mind, you know Bombay, right? And you know there
Yeah.
are prettier, aesthetically more pleasing areas, and there are
Yeah.
some, I won't take names, but really horrible, and for you even more horrible than say for my average eye. So you wanted to go crisscrossing across Bombay as a neutral and just seeing what you got, or you in your
Yeah.
mind you wanted to just figure out, let's stay with the better parts of Bombay and
No,
focus
so
there.
no, so what happened was that even within the prettier parts and Bombay is like a hodgepodge. So even
There's
the-
beauty in ugliness and
there's
ugliness and beauty.
it's everything everywhere.
It's like my
So
family.
there
Yeah.
were there were there were parts that I would go into which I didn't think I would have, because I decided to literally sort of systematically walk everything. So I wasn't skipping from one Gautan
Oh,
of
so
Bandra
you
to the
covered
other.
everything.
Yeah, I would literally walk every street, like, zigzag, zigzag. So I would have to go through a part even if I didn't want to. And then when I was doing that, I was still finding something that was beautiful or interesting or quirky. So it just became like an adventure. So I started just photographing and walking, not really saying that this is beautiful, that is beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a slightly, not mean question, but I'm just honestly going to ask you. So, are
Sure.
you waiting to get lucky, literally like a lottery when you're shooting, or do you set it up slightly? As in, you get to a place and you say, okay, I'll match the green with the green and whatever, whatever.
No, no, no.
Or
It's
it's
a
more like a
lottery.
lottery and you
It's a
keep trying.
lottery. It's a
Okay.
lottery. So you
So, hence
walk.
5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so you walk, and then if you see something where there's a background, there's a color and a nice setup, and you feel okay, then you just wait, and within 3 minutes someone with the same color will walk by. It just would happen. And because I'm taking a still photo, I was able to extract one person from the crowd also, because it's not, I'm taking a moment, I'm not taking a video. So I was able to get a very simple minimalistic image that wouldn't feel so like Bombay, like the chaos of Bombay. And I kind of like that also. I was also looking to kind of slow down.
Which color would have given you the most trouble to match? Would there be one or two which was taking longer and longer to get the
Purple.
complete indigo? Yeah, purple.
Purple.
Yeah, exactly.
Blue, there's a lot of.
I'm sure.
Yellow.
Violet is what is violet actually? It's more like gray blue. What?
It's red and blue mix.
Red and blue mix. So you
yeah.
may have that.
So that was difficult.
Purple would you got people in purple? That would be a little hard.
Yes, right? That's the thing, that it's also India, it's also Bombay, it's colorful. So then you wait for 2 minutes and you get it.
The shame of our country. He finds people in purple. I mean, there should be a tax for this kind of thing. There should be aesthetics tax also. Yeah. I mean, was it? I don't know the page, but bright purple.
Bright purple, dark
Where do you
purple.
think? Where were they going? Who was in purple? Was it a party? What?
No, there was a Pawala in purple. I have a photograph of a Pawala. I mean, it's
what respect.
It was everything. The colors everywhere. It was really quite fun. It was really quite nice. And then
Not to make an elitist joke or tag here, but do you think the Pawala actually thought it through? Like, aaj main ye pehnunga. I don't know. Do you think it's?
No, I think we like color.
Brightness.
I think we like color, and thankfully so. So, I mean, so I don't think they think of it that much. I think they don't know. Like, I like black and gray and blue. So I don't think that would work for most people. So
clearly not.
Yeah.
So except for rich middle class women and bars in those old days when they were open.
Yeah. So I'm glad that they.
Okay, because we'll soon run out of time. See already. Yeah. Let's go. The best way to do this is look at a few pictures. Maybe just trigger off whatever you're thinking spontaneously. I don't want you to like search for thought. So obviously we can't do everything, but the book is called Still Bombay. Everybody, if you're watching, since we're also lazy and can't read, there's not much reading. There's a little copy here and there. It's all pictures. Any moron can go through it, especially if you've lived all your life in Mumbai. Even if you're from outside, he's canvassed the whole city, so it's going to be very interesting. Everything will have a little tale behind it. So like my wife, who's got a much more aesthetic eye and is a photographer herself, loved the book. And I felt I think that would be the best compliment. You felt really angry and jealous that she didn't think of this idea and would happily have walked for 5 years. She's very hardworking, unlike me, and enjoys colors, vibrancy, contrast, all these things which, certain mindsets and types can enjoy and certain barbarians don't really care. But let's not waste time. Let's go straight to Mayur's hard work. The first picture, which I should have marked somewhere, yeah, here it is. This is the one that, yeah, I think Silvery is showing it. You got to explain this, Mayur. Listen, I'm half Catholic, so no, I hope no one gets this. No disrespect about the cross and all that. But it looks like a setup to me. How the hell did you get a? And as you said, it's this whitish hue and all. You matched everything perfectly. Tell me, this is not a. This is really what happened.
Yeah, this is what happened. I don't have a pet goose that I can walk around with and set up. This is in one of the Gauthans. So Gauthans they are villages. So I mean, that's the thing about Bombay. It's this urban metropolis, but we have these, I mean, villages within these high rises, and these villages are very close to how villages are in the rest of the country. So
is this close to home?
This is close to home. This is in Bandra. This is Pali village. Yeah. So the book is kind of mapped the way I walked. So it goes from where I was at home from Bandra, and then slowly as I stepped out of my comfort zone, went to Mahim, Dadar, Dharavi,
and then way out of your comfort zone.
And then way out of my comfort zone. It goes that way. It follows my journey. So this is early in the book. This is Bandra.
The question people will ask is, what is a goose doing there?
I don't know. I think it must be their pet goose. I mean, I saw every kind of farm animal within the city. I saw pigs, peacocks, and very close to homes. It wasn't that there were farms, it was they had like mini farms in their homes or outside their homes.
Since this is like a private setting, did anybody object? Because you probably took your time over it, getting your lighting right and all that.
No, nobody objected.
So nobody said kya kar raha hai and all that.
No, a few people did. First of all, I was doing this early in the morning between 7 and 10.
For the light.
For the light. And also that was the time I had that I was free before heading into work. And then since I have younger kids,
What are you saying? You did this as an extra work? Man, you're spoiling the world for us, man. Who works that hard? Shooting a goose early morning with a crucifix next to it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's some picture, yeah. So you get that feeling, right, when you're passing by that this is it, when you hit the jackpot, or how does it happen?
Yeah. When I'm doing it, you're kind of in a rush. The adrenaline is flowing. So sometimes you get that. I don't quite remember for this one if I got that feeling, because just move on. And then 2-3 months into it, I kind of got into this thing that I wanted to cover all of Bombay. So then when I took the rickshaw home or walked home or the cab home, then I would go through my pictures and then be like, okay, this is a keeper.
Nobody was helping you, right? You didn't have an assistant?
No. On some walks, I took my associate from work along. When I walked the Dockyard Road, Cotton Green, where I knew there were very few people. Yes, pretty much for safety. And he's from Siuri, so he knew that area. So I was like,
he's a tougher kid, is it? Yeah.
This I shouldn't. This I should be a little. I want to finish the project. So.
Fair enough. We've all got the seedy underbelly of any city, anywhere in the world. But what I love about this, and see, I'm not even the kind of guy who jumps at photographs, but I love this picture. It's the one thing that remained in my head from 2 months ago when it came to us, the book, is the fact, the contrast. What is a goose doing there? And even because these old world buildings just look more charming and whatever, just the steps look lovely, that little plant on the side. And of course, the crucifix, which is so typical in the Bandra area to see these small crucifixes and little shrines outside the house or whatever. So it's just the contrast of everything together. And then you kept your white blue feel, which is fabulous. Yeah. All right. Let's again, you talk too much, Mayur. We'll run out of time if you don't hurry a little. Let's go straight to the next one that I've lined up here. Silvery's put it on the screen, sharing it with us. Okay, you got to tell us this story here. I love the expressions. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a picture taken on Friday. This is again close to home, and there's a small mosque close by. So I think these boys have come from their prayers or are heading to their prayers. And then what they're doing is they're playing something on the phone. Now, I'm assuming it's PUBG. I don't know for sure. But I know PUBG was all the rage 2-3 years back when I was taking these pictures. So obviously they're like, what are you doing? They're worried. Am I like going to get them in trouble?
The tall kid has anxiety on his face. Yeah. He's like, am I in trouble? Why are they taking my picture? The other kid, the shorter one, seems to be more like curious, the typical kid expression. Yeah. And two of them are so engrossed, they don't give a damn about you. How long do you
Most
take to shoot it? Is this a quick shot thing or do you
it's
set
quick.
it up?
These are quick shots, and I would take 2-3 shots. It's not the only shot. It's not like, I would take 2-3 shots just to make sure, and
Did they
then
say anything to you? How far were you?
not very far. Not very far. No, they didn't say anything to me. I mean, because I would take the picture. If they would ask me to come talk to them, I would go and explain what's
Would you
going
smile or
on.
whatever, like body
I would
language?
absolutely smile. I would, always, that was the way, first 2-3 times when,
Isn't there a law saying you can't take somebody else's picture without their
no,
permission?
no, nothing. There's nothing like that. On the
The,
street,
the
you're
whole
allowed.
paparazzi thing is what then?
That's kind of different. You're using it for a different purpose. I'm chronicling the life on the street on
No,
Bombay.
Mayur,
which
you won't
is-
get in any trouble. Nobody watches our show.
yeah.
Nobody's going to pick up the phone and call you up. Don't worry about it. Which is the area again?
This is again close to me. So this is in Bandra only, near Turner Road.
Bandra Turner Road. Yeah, of course, for people who are interested in architecture and design of the city, the texture seems a little different. The kind of streets that they're standing on compared to the last one, which was more old world. This seems to be a slightly more modern looking, if I may
Yeah,
say,
so
so
this is the
badly
more
designed street.
this is the more suburban 80s, 90s Bandra.
All right, moving on. Let's try and get at least one or two more in before we go into a break. Sylvie, what do we have next lined up? We've got two pictures here. Oh, this is beautiful. This is very interesting. I can read it from there. Okay, you tell us, Mayur, because
Yeah, so this is now me coming out of Bandra and coming out of my sort of nostalgic
comfort zone. Yeah.
comfort zone and looking in the villages that I was used to. So this is now in Mahim. One is near the Mahim Causeway. There's a basti near Mahim Causeway, and one is within the streets near the Masjid of Mahim. And I mean, both of them. One of the pictures, the one on the right, I just find it really sweet that this girl is playing.
What is she doing?
She's playing Blind Man Buff.
With whom?
And that's the thing. Even I couldn't find that person. So I think this is a prank where they've done this to her and run away.
Or she's nuts.
Or yeah, okay, that is also possible. But somebody in one of these houses, somebody must be hiding where they've set her up to do this and then they've run away and pranked her.
This has to be a really fast shot though, because this
Yeah,
action is
yeah.
ongoing. So you couldn't have had much time. She's walking
No,
towards
no,
you.
no.
Boom, you shot it.
Yeah, this is lucky. Like the goose, this is me getting lucky.
Tell us what the story of the picture after that. Does she go anywhere or what happens?
I don't know because I moved on. I was also pretty quick. Once I got my shots, I wasn't sort of lingering and observing and hanging
Yeah, God,
about.
you look like a creep, bald, young, fancy looking clothes and all that. And
So-
a poor young girl you're shooting. Yeah.
So I wasn't, whatever I saw, I wasn't like engaging. Even if I was interesting, I wasn't going and having conversations. My photography was the plan was to do, and I was sticking to that plan.
So this is so different from the model photographer relationship where you try to, psychologically help them reach a point. Here you're
Right.
trying to be the fly on the wall who's just watching
Yeah,
life.
yeah. I'm
and get
observing.
great
I'm
moments.
observing. Yeah.
But again, it's all lit so well and all that. So
The mornings, there's great light in the mornings. And as a process, I stuck to shooting in the mornings because later on the light became harsher. And I was trying to make a prettier portrait of Bombay. I was not
But
trying
isn't
to.
this a real romantic, almost a 70s Hindi film sort of nostalgia moment? The kind of courtyard you're looking at, the benches you're looking at, even the old trees, which will slowly diminish as we know. Did you get that sense of old world?
I did. And if there's a section in the book where I came to Dhobi Talao area of Sonpur, which is, near Metro Cinema. And when I walked there, I've written that in the book as well. I really felt I was in a Raj Kapoor movie, because it felt like a set. Firstly, on one street, there was a mandir, masjid, and a church on one street, all close to each other. And then there was your barber, and then
Amar
Paris.
Akbar Anthony.
Yeah,
Opening
Paris
moments.
and Paris Bakery, and then there was a little Atas Behram. So
Yeah,
and
wow.
it felt like when MTV, when we did a set where we were doing a parody of the 70s, we would put like these little things onto our set.
Correct.
So I felt like I was on a set when I shot that.
Wow. It's amazing. I'm glad you've captured it. I don't know how many people would have done that. As the city changes in front of our eyes, we can see it modernizing, not for the better sometimes. Quickly about Garib Nawaz Telecom, I love that line. This guy sleeping there. It's early morning, so doesn't appear to be
So
rushing
he-
for work.
He probably works within
Night shift.
he probably works within this
Area.
shop,
Oh,
so because I know that mithai walas and all, or even your kirana stores, the people who work there live inside or live outside, they
yeah.
don't commute from anywhere. So yeah, again, this was just another nice sort of contrast, where you have this. Firstly, it's new age. You're talking about telecom and a sort of a new age industry, but the name is Garib Nawaz. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's so real. That's what I felt. It's so earnest, honest, and sincere, and that's what I liked about it. Yeah,
And
it's a
again,
con. Yeah,
again, is a tattered signboard with a line going through and all, which is again the Mumbai we grew up with, And as they
yeah.
start polishing everything, and I suppose you want things to look good, but there's a romance to that. What is it? Decrepit, mixed up Mumbai of the 80s, 90s that perhaps I grew up in, and maybe you too.
Yeah, I mean, and I come from branding where you kind of polish everything up and you show the best version of yourself. And here there's no concern for any of
But
that.
it's got a charm.
It is. I mean, maybe for us it's a charm because it's something that we grew up with, and that's why it's charming for me. I mean, I don't know how someone from younger today feels about it, but for me it works that way.
Even the ladies' picture, the courtyard and everything, I just love all that. Having said that, the four young Muslim boys that you captured, I thought the background and the foreground was a little modern Mumbai, which I don't like so much. So it's not
Sure.
like everything is fantastic in terms of the city's landscapes and all. I'm sure, again, you'll tell us more about that. How
Sure.
much time do we have? Okay, can we get one more in Silvery picture? I think there's one or two more. Yeah. Oh, this is the guy swimming. Where's this? Oh, this is a lovely picture. This looks like it's orchestrated. Tell me the truth, Mayur. What's going on here? How do you capture this guy? This
So this
Jesus
was
moment.
this was Banganga, and I was walking around taking pictures. There were a bunch of people taking selfies around there as well. And I wasn't really expecting someone to be swimming in that water or taking a dip in the water. And while I was photographing, I think he must have come to offer his morning prayers. I don't know because I didn't step in to talk to him. One thing I was trying to do as an exercise was I was trying to avoid any political or religious imagery. So even though Banganga is full of temples all around, that is not what, throughout my photography I was looking to do. And I just felt that, there was something blissful about this, and took the picture.
To me, it looked like a moment out of Jungle Book, the movie, for a
Right.
second. Probably one of those talabs where the animals will come to whatever and pick on their prey, etc.
And
And even
this
this
is,
guy looks like
yeah,
straight out of a more rustic sort of
yeah.
setting.
Yeah, and this is right in the heart of Malabar Hill, Walkeshwar, Bombay. So it's kind of amazing. You turn a corner and you get to get another picture of another part of India.
Yeah. He's not one of the old MTV VJs, right?
It could be, I don't know.
On hard times, now
Yes.
going to God for help because there's not much else
Yeah.
working. All right. I think we need to go into a break quickly. Do we have another picture, Silvery? Yeah, we do. Oh, we have to show this one. We have to. What's wrong with me? Okay, they're all three together. So you can take us through all three, but let's focus first on the big one, which is again. You must have. How do you capture him? I mean, he did it many times, or were you just?
Yeah, so here I hung about. So I saw these kids. They were doing sort of
This is
acrobatics.
Chowpatty, firstly.
This is Chowpatty. Yeah, they were doing flips. They had this tire set up, and they were doing flips and sort of challenging each other and practicing. So here I sort of I hung about because I wanted to take a picture in the air. So I had to take quite a few pictures, and there were 6 or 7 kids doing it. And then eventually we chose this one because I managed to get this odd sort of composition where there's a kid upside down and there's a kid in the background running at the same time. So this was kind of fun. It was nice to see them kind of using the city like a playground. Um,
And
and
thank God he was wearing his underwear, or there'd be another court case you'd have to, deal with later. Yeah, but also to get this correct, to get the guy, I mean, it's almost like a perfect photo, is it not?
yeah,
The focus is perfect, and you've got him exactly at the point where his art is at its best. He's
yeah.
bang upside down. And I mean, there's so many metaphors in that, looking at the city from, upside down, blah, blah, blah. You have all those big sky rises in the background of Nariman Point. How do you get that? How do you get that shot?
So in this case, I've got like, I've had to take at least 50 shots or 60
Wow.
shots, and I've spent about 15-20 minutes to get this. And this is the one shot that gets edited and put in. So, there
That's
is an
fair enough,
element of
but you
luck.
didn't
But
tell him
yeah.
to keep going. You
No,
just,
no. Again, I didn't have a conversation. I just stood there and photographs. I didn't nudge anyone throughout the book to do anything or stop or pause or pose.
couldn't you have at least paid him conveyance coming from MTV?
I think
Really?
he lived much closer than I did at this point.
I lived 5 minutes from Tardeo and I got $300 for every trip. Yeah, and plus I got picked up by the car. Going to the other two quickly. There's one guy. This is the crossing the road west, still Chopati Marine Drive.
Yeah, these are all Nariman Point Marine Drive. This person taking a selfie was essentially, now these spots have all become selfie spots.
Dangerous,
So again,
yeah.
I have and they actually go onto the rocks and do it.
Yeah.
I had some pictures of them all the
And
way
facing
almost.
this way is more dangerous. The way they're doing it.
Yeah,
With a bad breeze. We had a couple of people dying actually.
Yeah. So, but it's really a thing. It has to be done.
It's huge.
So,
It's
yeah.
huge. You can't seem to stop it.
So he's taking a selfie, which is interesting because actually the view is. I mean this is the best view in Bombay. I would look at the view more than take a picture of myself.
So
but
you
but
could have
that
probably
is-
given your pictures better than his. You should have sent yours to him. Yeah.
but yeah, that I like the shot. I mean this part of Bombay is beautiful. You know.
You also forget it's a sea front city, a coast city. You know, I mean, you just forget about that.
That is something that that we should remind ourselves every day. We're lucky, and a lot of the people who come as migrants and all, that's why they flock to Juhu Beach. That's why they flock to Chowpatty and Carter Road and Bandstand, because they don't get to see the sea, and we really need to sort of appreciate it more.
I don't know why we've just not got any sea culture instead of being a sea place. I mean, this picture of this kid playing on, it's so wonderful but it's very little of that. You know, maybe a little bit in Juhu, a little bit in Versova, and a little bit in Marine Drive, but not much. Not like it would be in Sydney or Brisbane or one of those places.
No, we should. I mean, now they're cleaning up the beaches, so hopefully people will come. I mean, I used to, after when we used to go as kids, we used to go. I've swum in the sea, and then now it's then it became a dirty and it became a bit dangerous. But now I think we should try and figure that out again.
Mayur, we have to take a quick break. You've talked too much. But before that, I'm going to ask you a trick question. What do you call a male child on a beach?
A male child on a beach?
Son of a beach.
Son of a beach.
Just to keep everybody in good moods and good spirits. Okay. Let's take a quick break, which is really quick. We'll come back. We want to talk about briefcase and do AMAs. The briefcase thing is that I think is that go between you and advertising and as a designer. So we're taking a break. We're back with Mayur Tekchandani, who's spelling his name a little differently from what I remember. I'll ask him about that as well in a second.
Cyrus, we have a cred ad.
Oh, we have a cred ad? Okay. Sorry, Mayur, we have a cred ad, which, it's come. Ready?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The cred mega jackpot week has got me way too excited. It doesn't sound like I'm excited. So Mayur, can you do a little excitement here?
Woo!
Bro, that's too much. Yeah. From 3 years of free flights to winning a new Tata Safari car, which includes parking, of course. And there are tons of prizes to be won. Tons. You can even win iPhones for the next 10 years, which, of course, as I say, every day will make me very happy because my daughter is a huge iPhone fan and it's costing me a lot of money. Cred Mega Jackpot Week is from 27th April to 3rd May. New jackpots will be received every day and crazy offers from partner brands on specific days. So do not miss out. Just download
Cred.
Yes, Mayur. Yes. You passed the audition. You've got the role. All right, let's bring in our producer, the young Silvery, aka Antariksh. And Silvery, are you a visual guy? Do you like photographs and stills? Does it mean anything to you?
I love the book actually. I actually sifted through it quite multiple times. I have a question.
Please.
Mayur, how do you decide between 18,000 photographs? That's what I read. You took close to 18,000 photographs. How do you decide from 18,000 photographs?
Actually, to not put them in.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking.
And also, second question. So, just a quick thing. Is it possible that you can just make another book from the leftover photographs?
Navi Mumbai.
I mean, it's possible, but that wouldn't make sense. This is the best version of the book that could come out. So
this editing happens only from you, or you take the other people into account?
I did one lot of editing because it would have been too much. And again, I decided not to design the book myself, even though I am a graphic designer, because I thought it would be too much for me to then I would be too close to things. And I haven't designed books. I did design for television.
It's an interesting concept. Objective analysis for your own design of your book.
Yeah. So the choosing pictures to a large extent was the designer and my editor.
Did you
And
argue?
yes, we had one heated thing where I was again out of character and not in my comfort zone.
Yeah, I've
But
never
it
seen you
was-
angry.
Yeah, but it was because it was such a long. It just had to do a little bit of a.
What was the picture that you fought over? Do you remember?
No, it wasn't the picture. It wasn't the picture. It was the whole sort of scheme in
Look.
the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, they've done an incredible job, and I'm glad they stuck to their guns and just took some of my input. And I mean, I'm very happy with what.
But you abused and all, no? You were very aggressive that day.
In my way, I didn't abuse, but yeah, I was kind of like
And I hope you didn't
kind
say
of. I mean,
you
I'm
idiot and all that. Idiot is not
I'm-
abuse.
I'm kind of whiny. I'm like
Yeah,
like
okay,
mean,
okay.
but
Oh, that's the worst. I hate that personality. God,
yeah.
so irritating.
So,
Okay, listen. Let's get to briefcase because we have only about 10-15 minutes. And we want to do
Sure.
AMAs as well.
Sure.
So give us a quick insight into briefcase, your journey now.
yeah, so Briefcase is a design company, and it started because my base was communication graphic design. So we did branding, but we do a lot of behavior science based work now. And behavior science work is essentially taking a sort of cue that humans are mostly irrational. So we do everything, and we think it's rational, but we rationalize later, and we actually act a lot on
So
instinct.
it's like
and
making an
gut.
excuse for what you did.
Yeah. So we act, and then we sort of make the story for why
Love
we
it.
did it and what. So
Wonderful
what-
psychology. Yes.
Yeah, so we use, and then there's these scientists from the 60s, and these academics have been doing experiments, tests, studies on these, and there are these principles of behavior science. So we use those behavior science principles, and we do solutions for our clients. So we don't do advertising where if we want to convince you of doing something, we don't tell you what's why this is a good thing for you, why this product is great. We use these behavioral sort of hacks to bridge that gap.
Wow. Sylvie, do you have budget for them for IVM? Redesign us completely?
Sure. Yeah,
I'll just
let's
put
do
some
it.
money aside. I think from what I've done, the market research says we need about 1 crore just to talk to them. Huh? This is design ka design. This is not this low level. All right. Mayur, we are going to go into AMAs now.
Sure.
And this is probably, is it all on Mayur sort of stuff or is it a mixed bag?
It's a little bit of a mixed bag.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Okay. So first one comes in from Nirav Shah 31. Nirav Shah 31. I guess there were 30 Nirav Shahs already taken, so go 31. Yeah, this one is again not related to your work, Mayur, but he says, what do you all think? What do you all have to say about Joe Rogan saying young people shouldn't take vaccines?
No, I said the same thing. Not don't take vaccines, be back in the line. Just be as back in the line as possible. If you're strong and you think your immunity is good, just be. I mean, it's a priority principle of life here. I mean, it's just basic clinical thought without being emotional that the stronger ones stay back and the weaker ones go forward. That's how because you need to do that first. The stronger ones have a better chance. The chance of dying is much less if they do get it, etc., etc. So I think that's what he meant largely also. It's not like don't do it at all. I don't know if he meant that. It's not clear. Mayur, do you have any take on this?
Yeah, I mean, the context comes in. If you're a young person living with your parents or 2-3 people, then you
they don't
should
have
take
that.
it.
They don't have that. No.
Yeah, they don't have that. So here it would be different. If I was young and living alone or living with my young spouse or young partner, then it makes sense what he's saying.
No, and don't forget, many of us have married older women like me. So I mean, I'm always worried about my wife.
Yeah.
So yeah, she does.
Depends on the
She'll watch
context.
this podcast. Oh my God, this is the one podcast she will listen to. Okay, listen, she's not much. She's 3 months older than me, but so I'll just clarify that it's not really that big a deal. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next question.
Yeah, next one comes in from Kashan Shetty. Good morning, Kashan.
Good morning.
He says, hello, Mayur. What's your take on the recent controversy where a certain beer company painted over the Sridevi mural in Bandra? Also, how high do murals count as art in your opinion?
Murals are art. I mean, I don't have a high art, low art take, So murals are art. Some of these murals are beautiful. These are done by really good artists. And we're lucky to have these people come and paint our walls. I think the brand can do art and the brand. In fact, it's good if brands take up murals and also employ artists. I think what happened in this case is that the brand took over some of the murals, so they didn't do the logistics of finding walls for themselves and having those harder conversations and convincing some people locally, saying, let me paint your wall and all that. They just went to walls that were already painted, because then they were like, okay, this is easier to convince them that I should repaint that. So that was a little tacky.
But who owns that wall painting?
Nobody owns it. It's on the street.
So then how do you, then what's the legality?
So yeah, it's not a legal thing. It's just that is it kosher
Good
or not
taste.
kosher?
Oh,
Good
okay.
taste or not taste? So they should. I mean, some of them they should have. Brand should be allowed to do this as well. They could have just done it in some other places, which I think they've resorted to that. So brand has also come in saying, this sounds really bad. This is our audience, young people, and they're going to come back and I think repaint. They're going to call the original artist when they can and repaint the walls. So
Yeah, because the whole point is if you overrun some old piece,
yeah.
but there's no one claiming that it's theirs or whatever, then
Yeah.
what do you do?
So yeah, and so there was a lot of hoopla in the sort of designer
Area.
artist community. I felt that was a little too much, because it's not so sacred that if I've painted a thing on the street, the brand can't come and paint it. Of course, a brand can come and paint it, but there was a little bit
You're caught
of
in between this, aren't you? In a sense, you've got both sides to you. You're both the brand guy who does the commercial side of it, and you're very much the artist as well. So
yeah, but it's you have to be practical. So I mean I don't think art cannot be sacred. Also, the whole thing about art is it can't be sacred. So we can't we get upset when people get offended with our things. Then now we can't start getting overprotected about art also. So I'm a little practical about this.
fair enough, but it's a tough one. I can see
Yeah,
both sides, clearly.
Yeah.
Young man, what have we got next?
Yep. Next one comes in from Tarun Kaushik. He asks, how do people react to you candidly photographing them in street photography?
That's really.
And
sorry, yeah.
Sorry, do some people get angry? Have you got any memorable anecdotes?
Yeah. So sorry, Cyrus, you want to say something?
No. Just I wanted to ask you this. I sort of asked you this. We forgot to sort of answer it. Yeah.
Yeah. So most people are too busy with their lives to care. Bombay that way is great. Nobody is bothered about you. In the morning, there aren't that many people. Everyone's doing their sort of
The fight comes later.
chores.
They need a couple of hours to just get on.
So there's a lot of space. I did have people come up to me one or two times. Over 5 years, it was literally very few times. It was the local sort of local gunda sitting over there in the corner. And then I would just, I would.
And it would just be a tone. Kya kar raha hai, that kind of thing.
Kya ho raha, idhar aao.
Wow, Mayur, you changed personality for the first time. What happened?
So I would.
Let's redo the podcast like that.
I would just, I would take my camera, show them the photos, and say that, I'm an artist, I'm taking photos. And then the photos, the story was there in my sort of camera. You could see the colors. I wasn't shooting everything. So very easily I was able to explain to them. And they either thought I was insane or
I'm just thinking you're talking to a local hoodlum who the moment you show him the camera has lost interest. Actually, we're seeing pictures of walls and all that. Just like, there's no naked women, there's no beard, nothing. What the hell is this guy doing? And he just lost complete interest and walked off. Yeah.
So some of them were confused and said, okay, this guy's nuts. Some of them said, okay, mera bhi photo lo. So then I would oblige and take a photo. This one guy in Dongri, I took a photo. He had his goat with him. So iske saath lo. And then sometimes they don't.
I wish that photo was so iconic. It became one of the greatest photographs ever. Time magazine cover and all that. Just from a gunda trying to push you around a little bit. Yeah.
So sometimes the little kids would think, they would speak in Hindi, saying that they didn't think I was Indian, which was really funny. And they would say things in Hindi, and then I would say something, and they would chuckle, say, "Are Hindi bolta hai, bhago, bhago, bhago." So it was, it was fun. It was fun.
All right, next, Silvi.
All right. Sachin F asks, "What's your favorite from the book? What's your favorite picture from the book, Mike?"
That's a huge question. How can you answer
it's the building. You can pull up that photo if you want.
Oh, shit, we didn't show that. The Parel.
Yeah, if you can show it, then I can talk about it.
I somewhere. 1 second. I wrote it down.
How sad you didn't like this one over the building?
This one?
Yeah, this one.
So I mean, this is like this is an SRA redevelopment building in Parel, and it's just a huge wall. I couldn't even capture the whole thing. And if you think about it,
Where were you? Where were you in contrast in
So
position?
I'm on the street. But I didn't have to use a zoom lens or anything. I mean, this building is huge. You know, it's right after Doordarshan, on the road that leads to Bombay Dyeing. And if you think about it, every two windows is a different family, a different house. You know, so it's
Wow.
just amazing that that many people sort of
Now what happened to Love Thy Neighbor? It would be so hard, man. Oof.
So it's one of my favorite photos because I mean, it throws up so many questions, but it's such an incredible image also that that something like this exists, but you have to accept it. It
It
exists.
could be a web series just on that building, you know, and all the things that are
So
happening
I'm
in this little
I'm
society.
I'm fascinated by it.
Would you live there?
No.
Elitist pig, I tell you, Silver. Hello, next.
All right. Next one comes in from Akriti Arora. She says, "How did you come up with the name Still Bombay, and what were the other names that were rejected?"
So some of the names that I wanted to have a name that was super built up. I had all these like very Bombay sort of things.
Like
Super built up.
super built up. Yeah, of
Super built
course.
up is like
Very
a
much
real
Mumbai
estate
parlance. Yeah, yeah.
thing. Then absolute Bombay. I had in my head this, because I'd walked so much and I'd walked every street. So I had these, I wanted like something substantial and grand. And my editor thankfully said that this is a much more personal sort of book. So why don't you talk about your personal journey? And sort of then we were thinking, how do we sort of capture that, that sense of nostalgia? So then she said, why don't you call it Still Bombay? Because it's still photos, and then you're trying to reconcile this Bombay Mumbai thing in your head. So then it stuck. Then the debate became, should it be Still comma Bombay or Still Bombay? And it became Still Bombay.
Is it still comma?
No, it's not. It's not.
Still Bombay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think let's give her a kudos on that one. I think it's a fabulous choice of
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
Who can ever forget it, firstly? And also the guts to keep Bombay and not Mumbai. But then you're shooting old world Bombay a lot. So I would say that makes sense also because that's Bombay's pictures, which today
Yeah, and
has become Mumbai.
it's a personal thing. It's not. I mean, the book is not a political thing.
It's your streak of rebellion. And I think Shiv Sena's got too much on their hands right now dealing with COVID and pressure from BJP to worry about the naming. So we'll get back to you on that. Okay, let's go for one more. We have time. We can do two more. Yeah.
Sure. Next one is just a comment. Pakzad Nusirabad has said, "Hey Mayur, awesome book. Enjoyed the nostalgic, virtual, colorful walk through Bombay. Even more in this lockdown scenario. Also, a lovely light read. Great work put in." So that's just a good comment.
And
Thanks.
imagine I mean, I feel a little bad with my own life because I don't think nothing for 5 years would make sense to me. I mean, you've got to have a certain amount of passion and energy and stamina and drive. And he didn't even know what he was getting. I mean, I'm sure he knew he was getting good pictures here and there, but you didn't know it would all work out at the end,
Yeah. So I mean, 2.5 years, 3 years down, the publisher came on board and said, okay, we'll do this book. So I went and presented them, and they liked it. So I knew it was heading to a book, but yeah, I mean, what is it going to be? How is it going to be? I had no idea.
And the power of social media, because that was your feedback, which perhaps 20 years ago you wouldn't have got, as in you just been your love's labor being done, etc.
No,
now you're getting some sort of, from friends and family.
If I can say something, social media is exactly why, I mean, this book has happened. And we haven't spoken about this, but what happened is, because the book was supposed to come out in August, it was ready and supposed to come out August last year. And then the pandemic happened. And then the publishers from Chennai, they're sort of an independent publishing house. So they couldn't, they depend on bookstores for the book to be sort of available and released. So they had to pause the book, they had to stop, say that we'll take this out once the pandemic ends. And then what happened is that we still wanted to take it out because the book was still relevant. Even though we're locked down, it's nice to know what's out there and, what we should work towards. So I reached out to people who followed me on social media to help out because we needed someone to back the book. And luckily, Zoya Akhtar, was following my posts and used to take pictures like mine of bungalows of Bandra. And I reached out to her on Instagram and said, this is a book. We need some help. We need a backer. Can you pitch in? And she pitched in out of an Instagram, an Instagram request, and funded the publishing, and the book came out. So
Wow. I had a big
social
crush
media.
on her in college. She was a little senior to me in Xavier's.
Yeah.
And I wish you had, oh God, I'd love to meet. I met her a couple of times, but I can't tell her that now. But
She's incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
not only because she backed the book, but why. I mean, when we spoke in why she was interested in what she wants to do, what she's trying to do with her company, Tiger Baby. It's quite amazing.
Yep. So Zoya Akhtar, thank you very much, and still like you, but let's not bring it up. Next question.
Yep. So, Cyrus, can you just raise your mic again a bit?
But I didn't want to because otherwise Zoya would hear that I like her, and then either Aisha will watch. She's going to, because she knows who Mayur is, and she has been listening to a few of the podcasts, Silvery. So I have to be careful where we abuse the wife or flirt with other women, and I've got to be careful. You don't understand.
Fair enough.
Till Mumbai is a tough city. Go on.
All right. Next one comes in from Sid DA. It's a kind of a funny question, I think. He says, Mayur, is it okay if someone uses your photographs as corporate presentation slides? They're awesome photos to be put as background,
But he'll never know.
to make a powerful point.
But then he won't know if it's an intercorporate
won't
thing.
know. Yeah,
how will he
correct.
know? But it's not okay because they'll do it for.
Yeah, it's not okay. Ask me and then tell me what you're doing, and then if I'm okay with it, I'll let you do it.
Well, you charge them just like everybody else.
Yeah.
There's a copyright to it. But I suppose if you're doing it quietly in a building or in a corporate setup, who's going to know? How sad. Now we've told them so they know they can do it. Sorry, Mayur. It's going to cost you. Sorry, don't come on the podcast. Next.
All right. Next one is Janil Bain. Simple question. Which areas of Mumbai do you hate going to?
Oh boy. This is a tough
Be careful.
one because
you don't lose the market.
No. So I didn't hate any areas. But some areas were more interesting. Some areas were kind of boring. Some of the areas where it's become a little static, and there are parts of Bandra that I don't like anymore.
Can I help you? I hate Lokanwala. I'll start the ball rolling.
Yeah,
I hate Oshiwara. Hate it.
I haven't been. I didn't. So what I walked Bandra Mahim up to Apollo Bandar. I didn't walk the suburban Bombay, which I'm doing. Which I'm doing now, and will continue post.
Bandra to South Mumbai is okay for me except for traffic issues.
Yeah. So even parts of Bandra that have become a little bit like, the newer parts where the buildings are kind of cookie cutter. There isn't much space. There isn't much greenery. There are parts of Bandra that have become like that. Bandra was much greener. So I don't like those parts because there's nothing to photograph. Everything's a gated community. So there's no life on the street. So those parts I don't like.
So you're not going to label any area as such. You're just looking at moments in areas which irritate you.
Yeah, because every area is very, very diverse.
Interesting in its own way.
Yeah.
It's what I say about the ladies. All ladies are pretty till you meet them and then have a conversation. Then sometimes things go out of control. Yeah. Let's be careful. Zoya. All right. Last one.
All right. Last one. Another one from Kashin Shetty. He says, hi, Cyrus. Is there a part of Bombay which is your favorite or very nostalgic for you? For me, it's Breach Candy because I spent 11 years going to school there. Yeah, I went to school also in Breach Candy.
Yeah, but see, you guys left, na? So that's why you feel a better. It's how the Desi guy feels for India because he's in bloody Canada or whatever. And, so I think when you leave there, you're feeling that it's a nostalgia thing. If you come back after 3 days, you will not feel that bad. So for me, I don't feel any love for where I live. I hate it. It's very difficult for me. But I remember we were shooting something on a Sunday in Ballad Estate. I've told you this story, Silvery. Mayur will know because all these guys like to shoot in that area and all. So it was empty. And my friend Kunal said something really nice, which he rarely says because he's a moron. He said, India is so nice without the Indians. And I realized that's really half the problem. When you look at the buildings and there's nobody in front of them, it's all pretty and nice. And the roads are not bad. And Marine Drive is lovely 70s pictures. You watch, there's one old Padmini, an old Indian Italian Fiat thing, and maybe a Raj Kapoor song going on. And you don't see any cars, maybe one car in the background. And when it's empty, it's just lovely. Which he got a little bit of that, I think, in his book because it's 7, 8 in the morning. He's seeing less public. So public irritates a lot and kills the aesthetics. Not to be racist, but I'm just saying. So for me, our areas where we grew up, where the British architecture is very strong, that's always the best thing on the eye. And because I walk my dogs at Oval when life is normal, every foreigner, Indian tourists included, always shoots the same background, the High Court, the Big Ben, our Chota Ben, whatever you want to call it. And it's all the same 4 or 5 pictures which everybody takes, which tells you that it appeals to everybody, these areas. So yeah, that's what I like. Otherwise, I like it where the place which is cramped with lots of girls and all those days are gone. I'm sorry, I'm taking test boosters, so a little bit of extra. Yeah, what to do?
Okay. Oh, Cyrus,
frustration.
Aisha is not in the room today, I gather.
Aisha's not there. Aisha's going to drop our helper whose mother passed away, poor chap, and we have to put him on a flight. He said he's never been on a plane, so she's gone. Yeah. On that tragic note, we've come to the end of this lovely podcast. Mayur, thank you so much. The book is called
Thank you,
Still
Cyrus.
Bombay. How does one procure it? Any idea?
Tarabooks.com on the website. They will send it to you.
Tarabooks.com, TRA.com on the website.
Yeah.
And you
The
can
link
get
will be
it.
in the description of this podcast.
I think everyone should
Great.
have this. All Mumbaikars should have this. I'm not trying to sell it so that he makes money, but you should have a copy of this because you never know when later in your life, what Silvery was talking about, when you're away from your old home or whatever, this can really come alive to you. Like there are certain pictures will just come alive to you and it just sense memories will just open, streams of consciousness will open. So I think there's a lot more in this book than you think. And if you just keep it for a period of time. Mayur, without being immodest, is that correct?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Last word on Cyrus Oshidar, that ugly fat man who made your career.
He is awesome. My second book, one I gave to Zoya, second I gave to Cyrus.
Would you sleep with him?
No.
Oh man, tomorrow we'll talk to some juveniles. All right, no worries. All right.
Oh, okay.
Still
Wait.
Bombay,
Before
yeah.
we end, but Aisha's in the chat. Aisha Brocha. Cyrus is so surprised. She said,
That's awesome.
You're kidding, right?
yeah, no, I'm serious. The last comment that just came in is from her. She says, I do love the book. We have it. Of course, you haven't a clue, Mr. B. But you have the book now, I guess.
So she didn't hear. She probably just got on. So she was dropping
got
that at the
on.
airport. Must have reached the office. Yeah. I think we're safe until she sees the whole thing again. We're okay. All right, fine. No, take a back seat now, bro. Trust me. Wife's got a bad temper. No, she's a lovely woman. Lovely woman. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Cyrus.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Antrix. All right. Bye.
Thank you so much.